You know what's the quickest way to lose money in the stock market? Buy stocks when the stock market is going down. That's a big mistake a lot of investors make. It's typically not the stock, it's the timing. So today, we're going to talk about when to buy. I'm going to break it down into 3 simple parts. We're going to talk about buying signals, we're going to talk about triggers to enter, and market turning points. And if you get this right, you can avoid a lot of the portfolio roller coaster you might have experienced in your past. Now, we've done videos on what makes a good stock. I'll link to those in the description, but today we're going to focus on timing. It's the single most important thing that you need to be aware of. Let's get to it. Most people have been taught the philosophy of buy anytime. For example, I love Dave Ramsey. He's taught millions of people how to get out of debt and build wealth. I've used his teachings for myself and for my children. It's something everyone should read. But the one part where we disagree is where he tells you to just keep buying all the time. In fact, he says the only people who get hurt on a roller coaster are the people who get off in the middle. But think about this. If you stay on a roller coaster through all the ups and downs, you end up right back where you started. Where we do agree is the market does go up over a long period of time. But let's take a closer look at that. What we're looking at here is the S&P since about 2000. And if you look right over here at the beginning, there are times when the market goes down for months to years at a time. And if you buy stocks, let's say over here, right? Maybe you just happen to get into the market or you started investing back then. You'd spend years during this downtrend, and then it would take years to get back to where you started. In fact, it took, about 7 years from 2000 to about 2007 to just get back to the same levels where you started. Or how about over here? What if you started investing anywhere in here and you suffered this 40% pullback in the market? And here it took about, 6 years? So about 2008. And it took until about 2013, 5-6 years before you got back to where you started. Now, while those are the biggest and the most obvious examples, the dot-com bubble and the subsequent crash for the next few years, the global financial crisis, the same is true on these other downturns like here and here with COVID and here during 2022. We feel there's a better way to do it. Instead of buying anytime and all the time, only buy when the market is rising and just don't buy when the market is falling. A big mistake that people make is they ignore the market's direction. So if ignoring the market's direction makes you lose money, you need to make sure that you trade with the market. And we refer to that as riding the wave. If the market is going up, you only consider buying stocks during those times. If the market is falling, don't consider buying. Instead, when the market's falling, you're more in like a protection mode. You manage your existing positions based on the stops that you've got, and that would require selling when necessary, because about 75% of stocks go in the direction of the market. So by trading with the market, you're putting the odds of success in your favor. All of the stocks that you like that you were considering just buying anytime, will still probably be buy-worthy stocks when it is time to buy them and the probability is on your side. There's no hurry to buy them. One of our members gave me this analogy that I love. He said, if you're trying to go up, let's say like 100 flights of stairs and there's an elevator there, he said, would you just get on an elevator if it was heading down? And just like when you get on it, just hope that it changes its mind and starts to go back up? Or would you get on the down elevator and just like waste all that time and energy going all the way down, waiting for it to hit bottom, and then start to waste all that time going back up, just to go to the direction you wanted to go to begin with? No, what you would do is you'd hit the button, and just wait for the next elevator that is actually going in your direction, and then get on it and continue going up. Now, some people hear that and they say, oh, you're just trying to time the market. You can't time the market. The truth is, you can't predict the market, but you can identify the trend of the market and follow that trend. If you buy a stock when the overall market is in an uptrend, you increase your likelihood for success. So as I mentioned earlier, there are 3 main projects we teach our members to help them. In the comments, as we go through these, let us know which of these you do now and which ones you need help with. We'll cover each of these in a lot more detail in future videos, but here's what you need to know now. Project number 1 is to identify your buying signals. These are the signals that tell you, yes, the trend has officially changed from down to up, and you should consider buying stocks now. If you remember nothing else, here's a simple rule to follow and write it down. The quickest indication of uptrend that we use is making sure the market is higher week over week and higher day over day. So if you look here on the screen, let's say this first green arrow that you see here, that would be a buying signal. And here the market, if you count back 5 business days, you would see, well, here, obviously you could see it's higher than it was 5 days earlier, and it's higher than the day before. That is the thing you should write down. Make sure you have that signal. The market is higher than it was 5 days ago and higher than it was the day before. If the answer is no to that, don't try to be a hero. Just kind of wait it out. Wait for that to happen. Now, we happen to use a thing called the VectorVest composite. Instead of just looking at the 30 stocks in the Dow or the S&P 500, we look at all the stocks that we track, which is thousands, and we put that into one composite to get our indication of market direction. But if you do nothing else, just make sure the market is higher than it was a week ago and higher than it was a day ago. And I know there might be some pushback here. You might think, well, but if I wait for the market to do that, I'm going to miss the move. Well, maybe you might miss some, but missing the first part of a move is way less painful than buying into a falling market and sitting there like, all right, cool. Now I'm down 10, 20, 30, whatever percent. I might as well just hold it now and hope it comes back. That's a horrible place to be in. And yeah, there's going to be times when you do follow this signal exactly as you should, and the market still turns and moves lower after that. Nothing is going to be perfect. The goal isn't to be perfect. All right? The goal is to put probability on your side, and you do that by buying when the market is moving higher. Project number 2 is what we call set your triggers. Once you get that signal that the trend is in your favor, your trigger tells you it's time to take action. Like the starter's gun at the beginning of a race telling the runners it's time to go. Or if you think back to the elevator analogy, it's like that little green arrow telling you, hey, the elevator's going up, it's safe to enter. Your trigger can be as simple as at 10 a.m. Eastern, about 30 minutes after the market opens, check the market and make sure it's up. And it's still moving higher at that time. In addition to that, check to make sure the stock that you are considering buying is also up that day. Here's a tip, just in case you can't be watching your computer during the day. You can enter an order with your broker the night before, and it's called a buy stop limit order. This tells your broker to buy the stock only if it's above the price that you enter as the stop, but not if it's higher than your limit price. So basically, if I get my little pen out here, let's just say that the day before you have this candle. I know it's an ugly candle. Don't yell at me for my drawings. And you've got, it looks like that. And you want to say, all right, I want to make sure that this stock is moving higher tomorrow. You can enter an order with your broker that says, all right, I want it to be above yesterday's high. And you could set that as your stop. And then say, but I don't want to pay any more than this limit. So it would buy the stock if it is in this area here. Okay? Now, some brokers also let you set a market condition on the order. Now, I can't promise it's with all brokers, but you could specify that you only want that order to initiate if, let's say, the S&P is greater than a certain value. And you could say you want the S&P greater than yesterday's high. Typically, either yesterday's high, or you can even say just where it closed yesterday. That way it's moving higher today than yesterday. Project number 3 is to recognize turning points. There are good times to buy, there are better times to buy, and there are the best times to buy. To understand the difference, you need to understand the market has phases. The market has a bottoming phase, it has a blast off or explosive phase, it has a trending phase and a topping phase before a downturn. Here's the difference. What you're looking at here is our VectorVest composite that I talked about earlier, and we could actually see all these phases on this graph. Now you got the market, I'm going to just draw it out here. So the market was trending down over here. So that's a downtrending market. And then there's a bottoming phase in here. So the market is bottoming. We have indicators that tell us that there's an oversold market at that time. There's more seller ratings in our system than buys. There's some other things that we'll cover in another video. But the market is bottoming there. Does that mean you should buy immediately when the market is bottoming? No. When the market is bottoming, you are waiting. Right? You are waiting for the signal that says it is okay to buy, right? So you don't want to buy during the bottoming phase, but you're on the lookout because you know the next phase is coming. And what's the next phase? Well, the next phase is the blast off phase or the explosive phase. This is where, think of it like a release of selling pressure, and stock prices explode higher during that phase. Right, so you're going to see some very quick gains and the market shoot up during that phase. Then what starts to happen? Well, then comes what we call the trending phase. The slope isn't as high. It's not as straight up. It's more 45 degrees, let's say. Price appreciation slows to a more sustainable rate. You see the market start to hit a series of higher highs, like you see here, higher highs, higher lows. So it is trending up during the trending phase. Eventually, you start to get to what we call a topping phase. Again, we have indicators that tell us, hey, now we're in a topping phase. But you could also start to see it on a chart where it starts to level off and flatten out. And then you start to see, all right, the market's no longer hitting a higher high, and you might even see a lower high. So we are now topping during that point. So that's why it's called the topping phase. Price appreciation stalls during that point because you're late in the rally. It becomes more focused, a little bit harder to pick winners, have winning trades because the market is toppy. It still might move higher from there, but it's much slower. It's important to know these phases because there will always be a last buying signal. And if you know you are in a topping phase, you know it's not the time to take on a lot of risk at that point or be fully invested. One of our instructors, the late Dr. David Paul, used to say, when it's time to buy, you won't want to. When it's time to sell, you won't want to. Such great advice, and think about that for just a moment. Here's a quick peek at how we do all of this inside our Market Launchpad software. What you're looking at here are 4 market gauges that are built right onto the home page of our software. There's a gauge that says it's safe to buy. There's a gauge that says, all right, it's time to get ready. There's a gauge that says, whoa, hold on. Now is not a good time to be buying. And there's also a gauge that says, now it's time to be defensive. So each one tells you specifically how best to act in the current market. So you don't need to be looking at indicators or graphs or anything. We've put all that together in these 4 gauges for you. Now, if you're interested in seeing how we do that, there's a link in the description. You can go through what we put together called a quick start course for that Market Launchpad software without even having to start a trial. And you could just kind of see what it looks like and how it works. But we're not going to cover that in this video unless you really want to. Click the link in the description below. All right, here are some action items you could do right now. Number one, go back and look at some of your past trades. Just review them and see if when you bought those stocks, it met the criteria that we discussed today. And going forward, use signals to buy, enter on your triggers. Make this your rule. Don't buy when the market is falling. Don't buy when your stock is falling. Wait for both to be turning up. Now, if you want to make this a lot easier, you could start a trial of VectorVest, or you could watch that quick start course to kind of get a feel for it before you start the trial. It helps you check all the things that we talked about today without guessing. And if you also want to get a bigger picture of these projects, so today we looked at the when to buy projects. Those are the 3 of the 9 total that we teach our members to help them toward doubling their portfolio over time. You could watch our video called Double Your Portfolio. There's a link to it somewhere on the screen here, or you could just use a link in the description. Other than that, we hope to see you in the next video. Take care.